Boy, what is you doing?
I'm trying to get close so I can see myself.
Oh, you trying to get close? Okay, come on. Is that better?
Hey, good morning, everybody.
What you trying to get close for?
What are you talking about?
What you talking about?
Wait till we get home, babe.
Babe!
I said hello.
Oh, that's all he wanted to do was to come and say hey. Because we made it to the port. We had breakfast. And we gonna go to...
I haven't. My sandwich was cold. Everything from Starbucks was ice cold this morning. My coffee was lukewarm.
Babe, why you... Babe, we always complaining about Starbucks.
Well, we got to complain about something. Why not? So I got my racetrack mug.
Y'all, somebody
I went to
please...
7-Eleven
to
get a Diet Coke or a Diet Sprite. And the lady at the counter tried to ring up my racetrack mug. Said, hey, this is not in your stuff. This is a refill.
Oh.
Must be someone who knew. We pulled up there last night. The general manager was pissed.
Oh.
2 of his people were out. One was out with a family emergency.
Oh, he mad because he got to work. That's what happens with most managers. They get mad when they actually have to work.
Yeah, so this
but that's not true because I wasn't like that.
There last night.
I wasn't that kind of a manager. What did you say, babe? I was good.
You're an awesome manager.
And I did a good job.
You did.
And I never made anybody feel some type of way. Okay, babe, you gonna what?
What?
Oh, you ready to go?
I said hello. I'm gonna go eat my breakfast.
You out?
I'm out.
Okay, boo.
Eat my breakfast. All right. Enjoy your car chats.
I will.
All right. Window up or window down?
Window up, babe.
You want to deal with the birds?
We're going to Ulta and then Publix.
Okay.
Bye. Hey, girl. Y'all, listen, I'm late. I ain't gonna lie. Let's just get started. Let's get right into it. I'm late because, now listen, I don't like diet. Let me see. Do this got aspartame? Aspartame, aspartame. See, I don't like all them tames. I don't like that stuff. It's not good for you. But I ate. Okay, so we went to Publix. Hey, good morning. Let me calm down. Good morning. Hey, girl. We went to Starbucks, right? And I got my sandwich. Y'all know I like to get that vegetarian sandwich. It's the Impossible breakfast sandwich. I love it. Put it down below in the comments if y'all have had the Impossible breakfast sandwich from Starbucks. So I like to get that. But this morning it was cold in the middle. But I had already eaten the whole damn sandwich, so I was like, whatever. Y'all look at my bracelet. I got a new bracelet. Ain't it cute? Anyway, so I had already eaten it. So by the time I got to the cold part, I was like, well, girl, you done already ate this sandwich. You're not going to take your fat ass up here and tell these people that this sandwich was messed up. But for whatever reason, it made my stomach a little... Yeah, I got a weak stomach. I'll tell you right now, my stomach smells and food, if it don't taste right, my stomach is instantly like, it ain't without it. It's not with it. Anyway, hello, all my beautiful queens. Welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. Listen, if you are new, my name is Joy. If you are not new, welcome. Now, listen, y'all. Listen, I'm telling y'all right now. Hold on. I look a little chubby. Hold on. Don't you start. You know what I mean. So listen, I used to say that for my car chats, that my car chats are not really for new people. They really not. My car chats are for anybody who feels like you need a message, you need some hope, you need some inspiration, you need some motivation. Used to, before car chats, I used to do like a motivational type of podcast that I would post, and I'm still thinking about doing that. But girl, I have so much. I be wearing so many hats and taking on so many responsibility, girl. I gotta cut it a little bit. But when you come to my car chat, basically we just sitting in the car, we talking, we vibing. This is supposed to be a stress-free, worry-free zone, and I just want to talk to you. That's it. We talking as friends. So if you are new, welcome. You can watch this video. However, just know we already friends, right? You not company, okay? I'm not fixing your plate. You gonna fix your own plate. You're welcomed here. But this is not like my normal videos. In my normal videos, you know, I'm going to cater to you. I'll fix you something to drink, you know, pour you some wine, you know, put the movie on for you. This car chat, when you get your ass here, you can come here, take your own shoes off. You know what a bathroom is. You can go in the kitchen and fix you something to eat. Wash your hands. Because if you don't, that's nasty. Wash your hands. But, you know what I'm saying? This is more like you my homegirl, we vibing type thing. So, today we are doing something a little bit different, though. So, welcome, okay? Who I am, what I do, y'all. I try to remember because once I start talking, I forget. Real quick, and I'll get back to Starbucks. I have 2 emails that I want to read to you guys because we got some ladies in the Queendom that need advice. And y'all know we a family, we a community, so we lean on one another and we help a sister out around these parts, okay? We don't hate on each other. We're not rude to each other. We're not disrespectful to each other because we already have enough bullshit that we deal with outside in the world. When we come here, we chilling on period. We are chilling when we come here. No bullshit, no games, none of that fake shit. We over here, we chilling. Now listen, I told y'all I was gonna stop cussing. I'm working on that. I asked y'all for some grace. I told you to give me at least till 2022, 2023 to get that under the habit. So if you have very sensitive ears and cursing bothers you, I love you, baby, but this might not be the video for you, okay? Because I'm gonna be comfortable and I'm gonna be myself in some capacity. I can't help it. It is what it is, girl. Let me tell you what's been going on this week. So, what's been going on this week is my tire. When I drive the car, my seat was shaking like, ooh, hey. Why is he looking at me like that? I wish I could have showed you how this man, he's talking about. He looking at me like, hey, big titties, hey. Oh, Lord. This is a lot. The car was shaking like this, right? I mean, shaking bad. Not in the steering wheel, in the seat, right? So, we went on Monday because it was Labor Day. And I went to go see my brother. Shout out to Virgo season. Shout out to all the Virgos because my brother's birthday was this week. Happy birthday, Biggs. Y'all help me say happy birthday. But we went to go see Biggs. And on the way coming back from seeing Biggs, it was so bad, y'all. It scared me. I was like, babe, let's immediately pull over. And, you know, he's a man. So he was like, no, babe, it's going to be okay. I'm going to get you home. Just relax. I was freaking out. Well, anyway, car was shaking. Lo and behold, my tire was gone. Like the thread, it was separating. Bad shape from a tire. So got a new tire, one tire, $286. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for making a way for me to get a tire. So I got a tire. We made it through that. Next dramatic thing that happened. So y'all, I have 2 neighbors on my left side, to the left side of my house, right? One of my neighbors is an African-American family, and she works at the hospital. Hey, girl. That's my boo, and her daughter actually just moved to Brandon. Hey, girl. But behind them is like a group of guys, and I'm not gonna say anything negative about them, but that's all I'm gonna say. They have been harassing me for the last like couple of weeks about this branch that the tree is in my yard, but the branch hangs over in their yard. And they had just been harassing me. Not me, but Chris. They know not to say nothing to me. But every single time they see Chris, they say something to him about it. And so I told them, listen, I'm trying to get a new microwave and get my toilet fixed. Yes, y'all tree, I see the tree. Mind you, the tree is miles away from their house. It has nothing to do with that. Like, their house, it's way away from their house. It's just so happened that it's in the backyard, right? And so they got a play set in their yard. They got an old ass car in their yard. They got all kinds of junk that needs to be moved out of their yard that ain't got shit to do with that damn tree, right? So they've been harassing me about this tree, and I'm like, listen. And I told Bae, like, they would always wait until Bae's outside smoking a cigarette. They would never do it while I'm outside. Well, they got me on the right day. So lo and behold, fast forward, all of a sudden the tree has fallen over. Mind you, the tree didn't fall over. They pulled the branch down in their yard. And I know that they did, which I think is very trifling and very dishonest. But good luck to them, because I don't own this house. I'm renting. So I'm going to take the information over to my people, and whatever they do is on them. They finally came over to the house again, and I told them, I said, listen, they came in the right day, because I caught them saying something to Chris. I said, hey man, don't keep coming over here telling us about that tree. We've told our landlord. We took a picture, we took a video, we sent it to our landlord. Look, we waiting on a toilet and a microwave. You got to get your ass in line. Period. Like, don't come over here with that. I can't stand that. Y'all ain't worried about that damn tree. That tree is not bothering you. You pulled that tree down. Trifling ass. Anyway, that's what's going on this week. Other than that, y'all, this has been an amazing week. I'm so super excited. By now, you guys would have saw that we finally got our Rev Dolls collaboration. Girl, I've been trying to work on that for 2 years. I just don't understand what took them so long, but I digress. Finally got the Rev Dolls collaboration. So if you haven't seen that video, click here. It was bomb. Of course, I blew it out the water. Y'all, we did such a good job. I'm so proud of you guys. You know, we work as a team, and y'all did the damn thing. Y'all came through, y'all showed up, y'all watched, commented, and liked, and all of the amazing job at making that video number one. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. So that was a good news that we had. So for today's car chat, 20 minutes in, I just wanted to talk to you guys about a few things. First thing, I got an email that I kind of want to, it's going to be like kind of like a Dear Joy. Instead of our normal, like, you know, usually I do a topic and I share my heart with you guys on a topic. But today we're going to be talking about fear. F-E-A-R, girl, fear. And I got 2 letters. So let me go ahead and read the first one to you. Okay, so hi Joy. I wanted to send you a message for a potential car chat. If you don't think it's a good car chat topic, I understand and I won't be offended. Around a year ago, I moved from a large metropolitan city to a small city for my husband's job. The city we have moved to is extremely conservative. I'm Middle Eastern and I come from a Muslim family. I'm not religious, but I am proud of my background. I struggle, though, with my mental health. I take medication and I do see a therapist. I'm not considered plus size, but in my own mind, I'm not thin enough. I carry a lot of shame from a lifetime of invalidation from family and just everyday experiences with others around my weight. I've struggled with eating disorders, and at one point I was hospitalized. Since moving, I've been struggling with anxiety around my appearance and what others think of me because of my weight and appearance. I avoid going out because of this fear. I already feel like an outsider in city where I haven't been able to find like-minded people. I really admire the way you unapologetically live your life. You always seem so strong, and don't let what others may think of you hold you back from living your life and having experiences. So I wanted to know your thoughts, advice that you have for someone who is scared to be seen or heard. I want to know that there have been days that I'm scared to go out and have thought of how you go out and live your life, and that gives me an extra push to leave the house. Thank you for reading this. I know it's a long one. You're inspiring and touch many people. Take care. So listen, darling, I don't know if it's okay to say your name or not. And I didn't get clarification. Typically, I like to get clarification before I say someone's name, because I don't want to say your name and then that be disrespectful. So Yasmin, so thank you so much. So you guys, please show Yasmin some support and some love down below in the comments. Thank you so much, Yasmin, for reaching out to me, and thank you so much for sending me that note. So first and foremost, I just want to say I am so proud of the fact that you've taken the steps to deal with your anxiety. You sought medication and you sought a therapist, and if you have done that, I think that's amazing. And I think that sometimes culturally, even in a Muslim family, I think, I can relate, because I come from a, culturally, religious dynamic. So I can understand that, and the aspect of that plays into who we are and how we see ourselves. First and foremost, independent of your size, I do believe that people who are plus size can tend to have a higher rate of dealing with self-esteem issues and fear sometimes. But at the end of the day, we're all people, we're all human, and especially as women in a world that tells you consistently and constantly how you're not valuable, or how your femininity doesn't count, or how certain aspect of your lives may define you. I think that we all have a higher propensity to deal with self-esteem issues. But the underlying thing that it's all about is fear. In my opinion, a lot of our emotions are rooted in fear, especially when it comes to anger and hurt and anxiety. A lot of that is rooted, the base of that is fear. And I feel like for me, it may seem that I'm strong, but I don't know that I'm strong. I don't really like to say that I'm strong. I feel like I'm just a very courageous person, which I don't think that it happened overnight. I think that I became courageous out of necessity. I think that there was times where I got fed up. Like, for example, I have driving anxiety, but at the end of the day, you push me and I got to drive and I got to do what I got to do, I'm going to do it, but I am very afraid of highways and bridges and packed. I've had panic attacks on the road before in the middle of driving, to the point where I was incapacitated. I had to pull over to the side of the road, and Chris had to come and pick me up in his car. Like, it's gotten pretty rough. So if I were to give you any advice, I would just let you know that our emotions are here specifically to serve us. I don't believe that there's any emotion that is a negative emotion. I believe that our emotions are made to serve us, and you just have to not be a slave to your emotions. It's okay to be afraid, but you have to have an understanding of what are you truly afraid of, where is the fear coming from, and how do you handle that fear, and then move forward in that. And I just feel like, sometimes, I'm gonna be honest with you, Yasmin, like, sometimes I get very offended when people say to me, oh, you're so confident. How do you get so confident? And I think a lot of plus size women deal with that because we're constantly told, like, oh, if it's almost like if you're living your life, and in spite of what people say, it's like it's a phenomenon. It's like, oh my God, you're doing something so special. I don't deem what I'm doing, it's a noise, sorry. I don't deem what I do as being special. I guess I just live in a bubble, but I just cannot allow, I've been through so much, and the way that I was raised and the way that I was taught, I just refuse to allow people to control my life. Listen, I'm not perfect. Listen, I have issues. I have fears. One of my biggest fears, I'll share one of my biggest fears with you. One of my biggest fears is that I have issues when it comes to dating and relationships. And one of my biggest fears is I cannot stand it to feel as though people see value in the man and they don't see value in me. It's so bad that's so triggering for me that really activates my insecurity, that activates my fear, to the point to where I don't like to date. I'm not a relationship type of girl. I am just not, and a lot of you guys see me in a relationship with Bae, but you don't understand. You don't have an understanding unless you're also a Sagittarius. You probably understand. Or unless you're a plus size woman with a man who other people are consistently telling you don't deserve to be with. To me, my fear and anxiety is so high around that I much rather just date than to be in a long-term relationship. I love to date. To me, dating is a sport. I love to see who's gonna ghost. To me, I think it's hilarious because I feel like men's behavior is predictable, right? This is just the way I think, y'all. Don't get mad at me. This is the way I think. I think that when I was single, I used to date, man. I used to do things just to see how long it would be before that person started ghosting me. Or just to see, I play games because dating, to me, I didn't take it seriously because it was all based in fear. I was afraid that if I did take it seriously, somewhere along the way, I would get in a relationship with someone and somehow it would always turn out that I would be the person like chasing that man. Like, let me give you an example. Y'all know like how Monique had the Parkers, right? That's my biggest fear, is becoming like Monique in the Parkers. I'm being real vulnerable with y'all. Like, I'm really telling y'all my business right now. But I always feel like society views fat women in that light and that light only. The only time we can have a man is if that man fetishizes us, which y'all don't even want to get me started on a fetish, because the word fetishism for fat women was created by straight size people to disempower us. I want to be a fetish. Y'all gonna get mad at me, I don't care. But you never ever, let me just tell you something. You will never ever hear someone say to a man, if a man is dating a woman who has blonde hair and blue eyes, and the last 5 women he's been with have blonde hair and blue eyes, you will never hear someone tell him, oh, you have a fetish for blonde women. But he only dates blonde women with blue eyes and big breasts. You will never hear someone tell him he has a fetish. Yet, let a man only date plus size women, he's got a fetish. So I don't believe in that. But anyway, I digress, because y'all get mad when I start talking about that. But the only time that they allow a big woman to be in a relationship is either the man, they have to rationalize it in their brain. They have to make it make sense. Because, see, they're miserable in their life, and so they don't see it. So they got to say, okay, this is why this woman has something I don't have. Either you're doing like Monique, meaning you're chasing after a man that doesn't want you. You're either a fetish or you're a sugar mama. Oh, that man only wants her because she got money. Or that man only wants her to use her. So because of those types of stereotypes, it put me in a situation where I operating out of a place of fear. So we're talking about fear. Follow me here. And we're talking about overcoming fears and how fear can cripple you. Okay? You can be crippled by fear. And for me, fear was crippling me. And my base emotion, like my anger, my frustration, my hurt, it was all at the root of it was fear. Because I was afraid, and I still struggle with feeling like when people are always like, why are you so mean to Bae? I don't know why, he needs to be with somebody else. I don't know why he would be with somebody like you. And in my mind, I'm thinking to myself like, okay, I can't properly love Bae the way I want to love him. Because the only way people will see it is they'll either see it as, oh, you're so mean, because when you're big and black, you're always going to be stereotyped as mean, angry, aggressive, no matter what you do, right? They try to steal your femininity from you. They try to steal your feminine, your woman, you're strong. They'll say words like strong or aggressive. Why are you so mean? Why are you so angry? And it's all rooted in taking away your feminine because you're big and black, right? So that's a fear of mine. So it was getting in the place of finding love because all I wanted to do was date. I was in and out. Y'all don't know. I have to, one of these days, I'll have to sit down and really talk to y'all about my dating. And I might have to show receipts because y'all gonna be like, because I'm telling you, at 400 pounds, I was out here. I had a whole bag in the back of the car, okay? And I was out here and I dated like a sport. Monday, where we going? This was pre-Roro. Monday, where you at? Oh, where you want me to be? You want to meet? Oh, I'm coming up. No, you can't come to my house. I come to your house. What's up? Oh, you want to? I'll fix you breakfast. That was nothing. Because I just wanted temporary satisfaction. I was so afraid that I was going to end up like a fat girl stereotype. And somewhere deep down inside me, I look for significance in a negative way. I would look for significance in my mind, me knowing that when I got off of work, I could pick whatever man I wanted to talk to. I could pick whatever man, like, oh, I don't want to deal with Jason this week. I don't want to deal with Marcus this week. I don't want to deal with Tony. You know what? You know what? Maybe I'll deal with Tony. I'm dealing with Tony for the weekend. But then on Monday, the weekend, I'm your wife. On Monday, I'm out. I don't know you till next weekend. And somehow I was looking for significance because I was afraid. I didn't want to be labeled as a fat, needy, because listen, it's all rooted and grounded in fear. Let's go all the way back. So y'all follow me. I hope this helps someone. Back in the day when I was in school, there was a boy. I think I might have told y'all this story before. There was a boy. His name was, let's call him Derek. There was a boy named Derek. And when I say I was in love with him, he had bow legs. He was real dark chocolate, short haircut. He was very talented. I was so in love with him, okay? Y'all probably know this story about Derek. And I really wanted to be with him. And when I was in high school, he had given me his phone number. One day we was outside and I was waiting on my mom to come and she was late. And he was there because he had football practice that day. And so we kissed, we was talking and he gave me his number. And I think I probably was about 15 at the time. And he's the most popular boy in school. And so we started talking on the phone, right? So, of course, we get to school. Mind you, we've been talking all weekend. Like, The whole weekend. He would call me. I would call him. We've been talking the whole weekend. So we get to school on Monday, and on Sunday night, I got in trouble because I'm not supposed to be talking to boys, but I stayed up till like 2 in the morning talking to Derek. So we talking. He tell me, he like, hey, listen, what time you get to school in the morning? I'm like, well, what time you want me to, what's up? He was like, well, let's eat breakfast together. And I was like, we gonna eat breakfast? He was like, yeah, let's eat breakfast. And I was like, well, now back in the day, we used to have these cards where you would have your food on the card, right? Like your money on your breakfast card. And so like, I would, like, let's say you would pay $100, and that would buy you a card for 3 meals, breakfast, lunch, whatever, a breakfast and lunch for like a month, right? So he was like, yeah, I'll buy you breakfast with my lunch card. And I was like, oh, okay. He was like, you gonna be up there? I'm like, yeah, I'll meet you up there. So I get to school, but of course I was a little bit late. He had told me to be there at like 7 o'clock. So I don't think I got there till like 7:15. So by the time I got there, he was still standing over there waiting. But when school starts, like if you don't get there super early, everybody starts getting there. You know what I'm saying? So it was a little bit later, which was my fault. It was later than the time that we were supposed to be there. But I still remember this, y'all, like it was yesterday. So by the time I get there, he was like, he was like, hey, but he was acting different. But in my mind, I'm not seeing it. So I'm like, he's talking to somebody. So I'm waiting on him to finish talking. He finished talking. He come over. He was like, what's up? I said, what's up? He was like, you late. I said, I know, I'm sorry. He was like, well, I still get you breakfast. And I was like, okay. So he get me breakfast. He get him breakfast. So we standing in the breakfast line waiting. He gets my food, put it on the tray. He rub it on my arm. He's still flirting with me, like whatever. He was like, oh, I miss you this weekend. I was like, oh, I miss you too. Now, mind you, bitch, how I miss you? We talked the whole damn weekend. Anyway, so we get all the way up there. He paid for the breakfast. We find him for a place to sit. Now, by this time, it's about 7:30. It's starting to get late. So everybody's starting to get to school. Man, one of his homies walk into the lunchroom. We walk in, heading over to our seat. They see him. They like, oh, what's up? I almost called his name. They're like, what's up, Derek? So he see his homies. They're like, y'all two finna sit together? He was like, oh, hell no. No, I ain't sitting with her big ass. He like, oh, no, she just brought me breakfast. Bitch, what? And my silly ass, I'm like, I didn't say nothing. So he went and said what he said. I went and threw the breakfast in the garbage and left. That was the last. I never talked to him again after that. But that taught me something in my mind. And ever since then, that made me feel like, you know what? Because of the way that made me feel, even in high school, there were boys that tried to talk to me. I would never talk to another boy that I went to school with, ever. For the rest of my high school, which made me end up talking to older men that I shouldn't have been talking to, 25, 22, 23, because I felt like, oh, that's why I talk to older guys, because these young boys is playing. But that wasn't why. I talked to older men when I shouldn't have. I was 17. I don't got no business talking to no 25-year-old man. But of course, I was 18, 21. That's when I started looking for significance in a negative way, out of fear. I let my fear of being embarrassed, or my fear of always being in situations where I felt like people would make it seem like they didn't want to be with me. So I was always afraid of being in that type of situation, and I allowed that to dictate my dating life. So I started dating, and in my mind, I was like, well, I'm going to have control. Another man ain't going to make me feel that way. Another person ain't going to let me feel that way, because I was embarrassed. And I carried that embarrassment with me. I carried that fear with me. And I let it make me make some horrible choices. and almost missed out on love, because when I met Chris, I wanted somebody fine. I like fine. I like attractive. Chris is extremely attractive. He's tall, he's handsome, he's attractive, but he's older. And he's a white guy. I wasn't really, listen, at the time I met Chris, I liked Puerto Rican. I liked, I love me a Puerto Rican man. I love Spanish men. I love black guys. I love men that were the same nationality as me, or cultures that I could relate to. I dated white guys, but I wasn't really looking to settle down. I want to have fun. I want to be with it. Listen, I want to try 21 flavors of the rainbow. I wanted every color of man. And it wasn't sexual. It wasn't intimacy. It was, I want you to kiss on me, feel on me. I want you to take me out. You got to come get me. It was like the hype of, like, I want to make sure, oh, you just wash your car? Like, I want a man to come wash my car. Like, I don't know how to explain. I hope it makes sense, but it meant something to me, like, to know that I had the power to have a man come spend money on me. I wasn't trying to be in a relationship. I never want to be as soon as they started catching feelings, I was out. Because I was always afraid that there was going to be a situation at some point where they was going to make it seem like they weren't checking for me like that. I was so afraid. I was always trying to be in front of the embarrassment. I was always trying to be in control to make sure I wasn't going to get embarrassed. My feelings wasn't going to get hurt. You weren't going to treat me bad. You weren't going to get a chance to ghost me because, bitch, I'm out. You ain't going to hurt my feelings. You ain't going to get a chance to call me a fat bitch. You're not going to get a chance to make it seem like you don't like fat bitches in front of your friends, because I'm not sticking around long enough for that to happen to me, which made me not really enjoy my dating like I should have, because I was constantly living out of fear. And when you operate from a place of fear, it's a dangerous place. And it's really fear and pride that I really had to bring under subjection. Because my ego says, oh, I can pull, I love pulling a man that I know another woman won't, and then dismissing him. I struggle with that because it's all from being hurt and always feeling like, y'all, if you're a plus size girl, you know what I'm talking about. If you ever been on a date with somebody and then they dating you, mind you, not in your DMs, in your messages, they try to lick ice off your toes, and they want you to sit on their face and all kinds of freaky stuff they telling you in the messages. But then y'all go out on a date and let their friend show up, or let their cousin show up, or, oh man, I ain't with that girl. Oh man, I don't like that fat ass girl. Oh, I ain't blah 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 blah. See, that, to me, the fear of that type of a situation would overcome me so bad that I never wanted to stick around long enough to experience that. And I was always afraid of that. And that's why even now, even though I know I ride or die for Chris, Chris have done some things to me that have really hurt me. I love him, but he have hurt me. And he have upset me. Because he's a man. He's fallible. He's not perfect. We've been through some shit together, right? But it bothers me when people look at him and they say, oh, well, wow, how in the world did you get him? How did he get me? I'm 33 years old. Chris is 50. I'm 33. Prime of my life. Never been married. Good credit. No children. College educated. But no matter how many accolades I have, right? No matter how many different state licenses that I pass, or how many accolades that I pick up, it will always still be somebody who views my value as less than the value of someone else, right? And if I allow my fear, the reason why that bothers me is why? Because somewhere deep down inside, I struggle with the fear that that is true. That would never bother me if I didn't struggle with the fear of that being true. So that means that when you are afraid and you have anxiety and you're operating from a place of fear, you have to think about, what is it that I'm truly afraid of? What is it that I'm truly trying to overcome? For me, I'm trying to overcome significance. When you are a plus size, fat, obese person, the world constantly tries to make you feel insignificant. Whether it's dating a man, whether it's wearing beautiful clothing, wearing high class items, it could be something simple as having a job. I mean, y'all, listen, there's people that's harassing me talking about I'm on Social Security and food stamps. Bitch, I wish I could get some stamps. Are you kidding me? Do you know how good I'll be eating if I can get some stamps? Hello? There's people that, but you know why they say those things? They say those things because they cannot understand why I have the ability to live my truth and they don't. They're operating from a place of fear. And as a response, my fear would speak to their fear. If I would be cussing them out and going off, that's why I'm cutting out all of that. Because we have to deal with our fear. Fear and anxiety manifests itself in so many different ways. And I'm a work in progress. I love Chris. I love him. Boots. We've been together 5 years, going to 6 years. Our anniversary, actually, girl, I think it's in November. You'll have to ask Chris, because both of us, we have to have a whole conversation about when our anniversary is. Typically, he remembers and I forget. But I know one thing. It's not Pearl Harbor. It's the day that you vote. It's like sometimes, I think it's November the 7th. Anyway, I love Chris. I love him. And he loves me. And one of the things that I love about him is that he lets me be me. Not one time has he ever complained about who I am and my personality. I love that about him. He lets me be me. He lets me grow. He gives me grace. And I love that. And I really appreciate the fact that, same thing with you guys. All of my real 18 queens, y'all give me so much grace. Y'all love me and y'all allow me to be me. And for that, I'm forever thankful. This is a long ass video. I got another, you know what? I'm gonna do my other baby. I'm gonna do her own video. So this video is to Yasmin. I got 2 of these that I wanted to do, but I'm not gonna try to stick them in one video. This is all about fear and significance. Listen, I know that the world tries to make you feel insignificant. I get that. And I know that the world tries to tell you that based on whatever your core insecurity it is. Because listen, this is not about how other people make me feel. Yes, I block these hoes that be talking about how I don't deserve Chris and how he's my caretaker and how he doing that and that. Yes, I block these bitches because I don't want to hear that shit. But at the end of the day, I have to think about the fear, which is the root problem of what's bringing up and activating or triggering my response. It's because my response is rooted and grounded in fear, right? I'm afraid that what they're saying is true. Even though babe reassures me, babe, I ain't tripping. I love you. It is what it is. He know. I know, right? So when you have anxiety and you have fear, you got to get to the root of it. And once you get to the root of your fears, you're able to address them and you are able to understand what you're really afraid of. I understand that I'm afraid, that little girl inside of me is afraid of being in a room with a man that I love and having somebody else say something to them that makes that person change how they feel about me. I'm afraid about that. That's my truth. Because that would hurt me. So listen, there's nothing wrong with fear. Fear is here to serve you. Don't be afraid of fear. Don't be afraid of anxiety. You have to understand where it's coming from. Once you understand where it's coming from and you get to the root of the problem, you're able to deal with it. Then you can cut that shit out by the root, right? I'm still dealing with it. I'm still working on it. It triggers me. It activates my fear when people say comments about the way I'm being loved or whether I'm deserving of love or not. And that's because I'm afraid that I'm not deserving of love, because the world tells me that I'm not. So as long as I keep that in my mind and I keep my ego in check, then I can handle my fear. It's when I don't keep that in mind and I'm out of line that the shit tries to overtake me. But listen, if you deal with fear and you deal with anxiety and you still find yourself struggling, just know that you are not alone. You will get through this, and this too shall pass. It will not forever be this way. You can work through it. You can work past it, and it won't overtake you. Hello? And when all else fail, girl, chop a bitch in the throat. Just chop a bitch in the throat. Just chop him in the throat. Chop him in the throat. Chop him in the throat. Girl, listen, we was getting deep. We was getting real deep. So listen, y'all, leave y'all comments down below about fear and overcoming fear and anxiety in your life and what that looks like for you or what that means to you. Listen, I hope that this has been a motivational moment in your day. Thank you so much for tuning in to my car chat. Listen, I love you to the moon and back. I'm finna go get my man so we can go, because it's finna rain. But I love you guys so, so much. Beauty is a state of mind, not body. My mind is stuck on gorgeous. What are you thinking of? Hello? Okay, girl, we out. Let me find this man, girl. Go out and talk him up. Now he might have left. Where you went? We gotta go to Ulta. I don't know if that really helped me settle my stomach or what. Oh, y'all, you know what? I forgot to tell y'all. Listen. All of our car chats are brought to you by GOLI Gummies. Make sure you go. Make sure you go and get you some GOLI Gummies. My favorite GOLI gummy is the super fruit. Y'all asked me about my skin. My skin is the way it is. GOLI Gummies. And then also to keep regular and to sleep good at night, ashwagandha. Here he comes. Here he comes. Y'all, I love the way he walk. He cracked me up with his old tall self. Y'all, go get your ashwagandhas. Don't say I didn't tell you. Go get your... Girl, yes, Chanel, come through, CC. Go get your ashwagandhas and your super fruit, okay? I got a code. Go get your GOLI Gummies. Come on, babe. He think I'm still talking. Baby, yeah. Come on.
You looking at me?
Yeah, I'm through.
Okay.
I did a good car chat, babe. Good. It was about fear. Mm-hmm. But I only got to read one of the letters. Oh, y'all, listen, if y'all have a letter and y'all want to write me, please email me. Listen, if you've written me in the last couple of months and I haven't responded, y'all got to remember I was in the hospital and my emails got behind. So I'm just now responding to emails from June, okay? So if you guys can please write me again. If you've written me before and you had a question, come on, get in, babe. And I did not get to you, or I said I was going to get to you and I didn't do your video, can you please message me again? please message me again, either at missplusamore@icloud.com, or you can also DM me on Instagram. Now listen, when you DM me, they put you in this little secret part that sometimes I forget to check it. For whatever reason, I don't know how the algorithm works, but sometimes they put it over there and sometimes they don't. So just message me. Email me or message me on Instagram is the best way to get a hold of me. And let me know. Also, make sure that you put in the title, Dear Joy. Put in the title, Dear Joy, and make sure you let me know if you want me to use your name or if you want to remain anonymous and what name you want me to use, okay?
I want to remain anomalous.
Wait, what?
I want to remain anomalous. What? I do. I want to remain anonymous.
Okay, now you anonymous. Hey, let's go. We gotta go to Ulta. So I read this other one, cause I want to do her. I've been told her I've been supposed to do this video for her, and I want her to know I love her because it's one of my Patreon pretty girls.
I'm fixing a trailer over here with a welder.
Oh, there?
Wow.
Oh,
I've been doing
wow.
that since we pulled up.
But you know, welding is not good for your eyes.
No, you gotta wear a mask.
But even that, babe, that welding still ain't good for your eyes.
Mm-mm.
That's so cool.
I heard welding a boat trailer.
Oh, wow. That's what's up. That's cool. Let's go, babe. Okay, y'all. I love y'all. Babe, say bye to the people.
See
Anonymously. They can only see half your face. You anonymous. You anonymous. You anonymous.
You see my ear, half a face.
Babe, they see you. Babe. Babe, I'm going to cut that out.
No. I choose to remain anonymous.
Babe, will you stop saying the word? I cannot stand when you do that. Now you know how to say anonymous.
Anomalous.
Okay, right?
Okay, all right.
Right, but I'm undeserving of your anonymous ass. Bye, y'all, man. I got to go. I love y'all.
Have a great day.
Have a good day.
Bye.